Hello guys, what's up? It's me again, and welcome to the second Google Hangout. And yeah, it's going to be good. Basically, I didn't want to do like a huge hangout today, so I've done an hour and a half on the first one, and today I'm doing two, which is 2 question answers. So hopefully you guys are ready to ask some questions, and you're ready to go ahead and listen to my answers. And I hope you've had a good day at work. This is for you, the people from work. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it and having some fun with it. Okay, let's have a look and see what's going on. I'm just going to go ahead and check the stream is okay. So hopefully everything is fine, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I'm just going to check my notifications, let others know you've arrived. Amazing. So I'm just going to wait for some questions to come in. So earlier on today, I went ahead and thought that it would be good to do a hangout on the evening, because a lot of you guys are away or you're working during the day. So I had a good few of you guys ask a lot of questions during today, and that video will be up on the evening. But basically I'm just sitting back, I'm relaxing, and I'm going to be asking or answering any of your questions that you may have. If you're on the Google Hangout and you're watching this right now, go ahead and click the link down the bottom of the video, the bottom left, of be a part of this conversation. When you click on that link, you'll be taken to my actual hangout where you can ask questions and everything like that. I don't know what this thumbs up does. You can ask questions and anything like that, and you can applaud me if you like. Apparently you can applaud me. I don't understand how it works properly, but yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying it. So you can ask any questions that you like, but give it a couple minutes for me to answer. I'm waiting for more people to arrive into the hangout, and yeah, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are having it as well. If you're doing a double whammy and you've watched my Google Hangout this morning or this afternoon even, and you're watching it now as well, then I'm sorry, the background has changed. I've moved my computer. Sorry about the wardrobes in the background. I'm turning them into chalkboards, and it's going to look nice. It's going to look good. So remember to go and click that link at the bottom left hand of your screen to ask me any questions in the Google Hangout app. That'll make it a lot easier. And also, if you're on the stream, okay, whoa, what's up? Hey, what up? Hi, Tom. That's not a question. That's not a question, but hey, Tom, good to see you. If you are on the Hangout, go ahead and share this, please, with any of your friends, because I don't do this very often, and I've only managed to sort of get the time to do it today. And yeah, I'm going to move my chair up a tiny bit. Hey, what up, Chris? Oh, I'm just moving my chair up. Sorry, my office is in a bit of a mess, but I wanted to face my computer properly today, so I'm just going to move my camera up a tiny bit for you guys. Right, so if you've got any questions to do with my work or anything related to my life that you've seen, then this is the time to ask them, because I get told a lot of the time that I'm really bad at answering texts and answering Facebook and emails and stuff. And, you know, that is completely true. And this is the time for you to start asking any questions. It could be to do with logo design. It could be to do with anything. But yeah, if you've got anything that you want to ask me, just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and like share this onto Twitter, actually to Google Plus. I'm going to invite all my homies. Let's have a look. There's more team, art and design. I'm going to go ahead and invite all them and invite these guys. Also, you can just check me out on YouTube and all that if you like. There's 5 of you guys watching, which is cool. Let's have a look. I'm looking through all my Hangouts. Select this circle, done. I'm selecting all these circles. Come join the Hangout. I remember I'm going on until about 8, maybe 8:15 or something like that, until Naomi comes and tells me that my life needs to, not my life, but whatever. So Chris Tan says, if only I could ask you my questions through video. Would you like to come onto the Google Hangout? I don't mind that, as long as you don't swear, as long as you don't actually, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Right, okay, we're going to go ahead. Sorry for the glare in my glasses, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to, if you've got a question you want to ask me or a discussion you want to ask me within like a video, or if you want to ask me that, hang on, let me get my words right. If you've got a question you want to ask me on video, and if you want to talk to me for a second, then go ahead and tell me somewhere where I can find you, preferably on the Google Hangout question bit, so I can ask you. So I'm actually going to try and invite you, Chris, to this, because I don't want to read your whole question there. I'm going to try and invite you. What's your name? Hang on, I don't know how to do this. Chris, can I ask you? I don't know if this is inviting you. I don't know how to invite people. This is really bad. I'll just answer your question for this just now, and then we'll work it out later. Here is my question. What inspirations do you take in order to make logos and such? I'm currently a student at a Georgian college in Canada, learning how to get into the whole graphic design scene. You got any good tips? What to do? What do you look for? Have you got any tips? What do you look for in a good logo? Okay, so this is a cool question. I'm surprised there's only 8 people here. Last time, loads of people joined in. I'm wondering if I'm missing something. What do I look for in a good logo, and any tips? Okay, so that's a very vague question, but I'll answer it. In a good logo, it's something that identifies to the company correctly. So a logo, if by definition of my work, sorry for the glare in my glasses, guys, but a logo by definition is generally something that it's the communication of the company. It's a whole company in one shape. So your job as the designer is to get all the information on the company into one shape, and that is to look attractive and memorable. So a good tip for designing logos, and the only tip that you really need to know about logos, is make sure you do your research about the company. You can be amazing at designing logos, but if you're crap at researching for the company, then you're not going to really get that company's backing on your logo design, especially if you're commissioned. I've made this mistake a couple of times where I've had to admit to myself that the logo design, that what I'm doing isn't actually memorable, or it doesn't actually communicate what the company wants. And yeah, so going ahead and asking or getting a company to basically get you to do work, you have to show that you can communicate what they want really well within a shape or a typographic logo, and that's a real skill. So I've selected that one. I hope that is okay for you. Make sure I haven't missed out anything. Yeah, so I've answered that. Okay, so Tom Pullen has said, what, I'll +1 your, no, I can't. Here you go. So this is the question. What do you think the hardest part of completing a project is? At the minute, for me, the hardest part for completing a lot of the work that I do is actually the revisions. I'm going to be completely honest in this Hangout about my work. I want to be transparent as possible, and Naomi will know this. But basically, when you get into logo design and when you get into branding, there's a lot of weight held. You are basically designing for a company. There's a lot of weight, and for me, sometimes it feels like I'm not actually qualified to go ahead and do logos for a company, because I don't have a piece of paper that tells me to from a college or whatever. So the hardest part of completing a project is satisfying the client for me, because sometimes it's hard to get the client to understand what you're doing, because a client can come to you and say, this is like what I want, and I want this specific logo. And you're like, I can't give you that specific logo because you're actually plagiarizing, or you wanted me to copy someone else's. And if it's not exactly like theirs, you're not happy with it, because you've got in your mind something that you want from them. So the hardest part is to convince the client, and to not just convince them or lie to them, but it's to literally tell the truth to them and say, look, you're not going to get a logo exactly like that, especially if it's from a different designer, because they have their own ways of doing it. You're going to get a logo that might be similar, but I don't want to plagiarize this, and I want to make your logo unique and stand out. So would you bear with me, sort of thing. And that's probably the hardest part. Also lately, completing a project has been hard because revisions have dragged out. And revisions, by that I mean amendments, which is people like, I don't like this bit, I don't like this bit. And you know, revisions and amendments, I've written a blog post about it. They're good, they're very good, but basically sometimes clients can take the mick and overstay their welcome with you. And I feel bad, because I feel like I haven't done my job. I haven't satisfied the client, which is my number one priority with logo design, is to satisfy the person that's paying me, not in, yeah, whatever. But yeah, my number one priority is to satisfy the client with the job that I'm doing. And sometimes I don't feel like I'm doing that. But then I have to take a step back, get some perspective, and realize that what I've done is good work. It's just a client doesn't understand that. So yeah. Okay, I've got two other questions. Give me a second. I'm going to work out why there's hardly anyone here. It's like 10 minutes into the stream, so I want to get as many people in here as possible. And I don't know why some people aren't in here. So I'm going to go to my YouTube channel for a sec, and hopefully that'll make it easier. Let me just go to here, and I'm going to try and, what's it called? Share my video, or make it. Does anyone know how to make my video? Like, I want my video to be online. I want there to be a video on my channel. Does anyone know why my video is not on my channel? I don't know why it's not on there. It's crazy. Like, they don't make it easier for you, Google. Right, I'm looking for all your things. Do you like typographic logos? Yes, I do. That's from the Pointless Video 100. Sorry, I'm drinking for a sec. Typographic logos are the best. Okay. What I need everyone to do is, whoever's not here needs to be in here, because I'm not being funny or anything, but there's only like a few people watching. Okay, so despite that, some of you guys might not be wanting to watch, but where's my Hangout gone? There it is. Awesome. So next question is this. Do you think that creativity is over skill, or they are both important? Do you think creativity is over skill, or they are both important? Skill or creativity? Okay, so skill and creativity within logo design are basically just the same. Creativity is a skill sometime, and I've put in a video, like one of my recent videos of like Get Creative, is all about like growing your creative muscles and growing. It's like being at a gym, like pumping iron kind of. If you're doing creative things, you'll grow in that, and you'll get the creative juices like flowing around your brain, and it'll make it a lot easier to be creative. Now, skill helps in creativity, and knowledge helps, because maybe you have an idea in your head. That's not the creative part. The creative part isn't the logo idea you have. The creative part sometimes is how do you create that logo that's in your mind. And then above that, the skilled part of this is like obviously creating the logo with an Illustrator or like drawing, which comes with practice. The skilled part of it is how do you develop that logo. So creativity and skill are not, one of them is above the other. But if you have too much of one and not enough of the other, then it's going to have a drastic effect. So your creativity and your skill need to be on the same par, and you get that by practicing your work. I hope that answers your question, dude. Okay. The next question is from Goran, and it says this. This is what he's asked. Do you have to be good at do you have to be a good drawer to be a logo designer? Sorry, Ron Itchy knows. If you want to be a logo designer, then you sort of need to be drawing. And this is something that I realized early on. Early on of my graphic design sort of career, I wasn't doing much logo design. And logo design was something that was a dream aspiration of graphic design. And I know that seems a bit hard and stuff, but it's the truth. Like logo design is done by people that are known for it, and it's hard to get known for it. And the only reason why I got known for it is just from, like, you know, Jesus and like other people, and just hard work of constantly putting my work out there, taking risks with my work and stuff like that. So do you have to be a good drawer? Yes, you do. And I don't mean like you have to be able to draw a single thing. Like, I cannot draw a human face for anything. I can't draw a bear. I can't draw anything like that. But what I can do is I can draw type really well, as in I can do hand lettering very well, and I can create geometric shapes very well. And that's basically all I need for my logo design tendencies. Because if a company comes up to me and says, I want an illustration of this, I'm not going to be like, yeah, I can do that with my like drawing. I'll say to them, I can't do that. So, but what I can do is this, and then they'll probably say, well, you're not the guy for me. And that's fine. Each logo design is different, and they're better at other things. And us designers who do logo design, we don't just push pixels around a screen. That means you get paid less. But when you start drawing, you're actually putting more time and effort in. I was trying to explain today in this morning's live stream that pushing pixels around a screen isn't that hard, but when it comes to drawing and doing hand lettering things, it gets a bit more pricey. So logo designers get paid more because there's more work involved, surprisingly. You would think that there's less work involved in a logo because it's so small, and you think that there's nothing much to do with it. Then it would be more pricey if you did a flyer. That's not true. My flyer designs aren't nearly as expensive as my logo designs, because a logo design is a process, it's an evolution. And with flyer design, there's not really a massive process to it. It's following a set of rules. Logo design has some rules, but not many, so they can be easily broken. And but logo designs are the most freeing form of design, but the most limiting as well. So that's where it comes into point. Okay, so I hope that answers your question, Goran. I'm going to go to the next one from Chris Tran again. And if you want to be, yeah, I know I'm live on YouTube. Cheers, dude. I hope I am live on YouTube. That's the idea of it. I want everyone to sort of come on here. But there you go. Sorry, dude. I was just letting you know. Okay, so Chris Tran asks this: are you currently freelancing or working in a studio, or both? The big thing that I'm really concerned with by going to the graphic design field is lack of work and the fear of not finding work. Is that normal? The unfortunate truth is, yes, it is very true. But there is a lack of work sometimes, and that's not because there's no wanting work. That is genuinely because you're either not known enough, or they don't like your work, or they don't trust you. And, you know, for me, I've come from a very unique point or a unique way into logo design. So, like, trying to, hang on, let me try and put this in an easy way. I'm going to be blunt, but truthful. The truth is that, yeah, sometimes you want to have work, but you do have work at the same time. If you don't have commissioned work, or if you don't have anyone paying you for a logo, you still have work to do. And what I do is, if I don't have any work like that, I do, you know, YouTube videos for you guys. I've got a form of income over YouTube. I've got a form of income on Creative Market and selling some of my like products online, like t-shirts. I do my portfolio work, and what I do is I invest into the future. If I'm not busy for a minute whilst working, I'll like draw something or do some sort of like creative hand lettering, and I'll put it out on Instagram, because that is still working. You're investing into the future. And where I'm at now is where, but let me get this into perspective for a sec. So where I'm at now is because of the investment I did a couple of years ago. I didn't just like turn on YouTube or like do graphic design work and got loads and loads of clients. I had times where I had like months, even a year without any clients, where I was learning, where I was putting things on Behance, I was updating my portfolio, I was making sure my work was great, and I was heavily critiquing myself. And it took a lot of hard work. And that's what you guys need to do. If you guys want to like get yourself to a level where you don't have to look for work, but work comes to you, then you need to be constantly working and promoting yourself. And it's also very easy to get into a negative attitude when you don't have work. For me, I must admit, it is a lot easier because I've got a wife to be who's got a full-time job, and you know, I can rely on that if I need to. And I've got parents that I can rely on if I need to, but that's only if I very much need to. And sometimes that happens that I need to get money from them, or I need more help, and that is cool. If you've got supportive people around you, that's great. If not, you need to find a form of income online or somewhere, and then work from that. I worked on t-shirt designs, and then I got more work, where I stopped doing t-shirt designs. And I've put that not in the back drawer, but it's at the back of my priority list until I sell all my t-shirts. So basically, the fear of not finding work will limit you to do your work. I would say don't let fear get in the way of doing your work. If you want to become a designer, you can become a designer. There will sometimes be lack of work, and this is where you need help from the government that you're in. Like if you're part of the UK, you can go to the job centre and go into the National Enterprise Allowance Scheme, and from there they will pay you every month from a tax credit form of thing. It's a credit, not a benefit. They'll pay you every month for a certain amount of months, and that will help you get started. And you know, I did that when I did my t-shirt business, and that's what helped me. And I got a form of income no matter what. And from that point, I was updating my portfolio and investing my time. So that's genuinely it. Okay. Next question. I hope that helps, Chris. Next question is this. As a freelance designer, do you ever struggle to find work? Yeah, well, not for the past 9 months, I haven't. It's been very quick. So if you're a designer nowadays, it is the best time to become a designer. I'm not joking you. This is like testimony of that. Nowadays, I get people emailing me nearly every day asking if I could do a logo with them. And it's become to the point where I either choose a client or I reject a client. So it's not a fact of me going, oh, well, I need to find work, I'll take anyone. It's a fact of like, they're emailing me, offering me money for my services. Do I take them on? Because it's a commitment of like 2 weeks. For me, it's 2 weeks commitment. Not every day for 2 weeks, but like every few days for 2 weeks, it's commitment. And yeah, that's come because of YouTube and publicity. And I've not paid anything to be publicized. All I've done is put my work out there, and I've promoted myself in creative ways. So if you find a way to promote yourself, you'll get more work. But over these past 9 months, I've had a lot of work come in. But believe me, like, you know, I'm not going to go into how much I get paid for my work, but it's not as good as what it needs to be. Like, you know, I know that I work more than what I charge, and that is an investment again into the future of my work. And yeah, so I hope that helps you, dude. Thanks for your question, Tom. Let's check if I've answered everything. As a freelance designer, do you ever struggle to find work? Work finds me. That's the last thing I'll say. And that comes from a lot a lot of hard work from the past, which anyone can do. If I can do this, anyone can do it. So yeah, there you go, Tom. Next question is this. Where can I find good hand lettering tutorial? Where can I find a good hand lettering tutorial, or will you make any new lettering hand lettering videos? Okay, so I do a lot of hand lettering. If you follow me on Instagram, then you'll see it. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go and check it out just now. It'll be somewhere around. Someone will link you. Naomi hopefully will link you. She's on the stream. But yeah, on my Instagram, you'll see a lot of hand lettering, and I will be making a hand lettering video. I'm actually doing preparing for a video for a new product that came out. This is not a product placement or anything. This is something that I've been working on today. This thing is called Adobe Ink, and it's part of the Adobe Ink and Slide. It's Adobe's first hardware product, and it's really cool. It's a stylus for your iPad, and it's a creative stylus, as in it's like a part of your graphics tablet pen, sort of the same size as your graphics tablet pen, like so. Apart from it goes straight to your iPad, and you connect to the Adobe apps that you've got on there, like Illustrator, Sketch, and it's got real, like, actual pen sensitivity. And with that, you get Adobe Slide as well. So that's ink and that slide. This is a digital straight edge, which works really well. And I'll be doing a video on that because that helps you with your hand massively, and different forms of stuff. So I don't know where to find any good hand lettering videos. If you want someone that you really knows about hand lettering, search for Sean Wes. He is a very successful hand letterer, and I've learned a lot from him. I listen to his podcast all the time, and it's really good fun. And yeah, he helps a lot with the business side of things as well. So I suggest go check him out. He's really cool. Really enjoy him. Okay, so that is the last question on there. I'm going to check my YouTube channel now, just in case. I'm going to just check all these different questions. If you've got a question, come and ask. If not, I will start inviting people to the hangout, which is going to be cool. Okay. What up, guys? Good to see you, Henry. Good to see you, Josh. Right. Has anyone got an actual question they want to ask me? Just because I want to finish this at around 8 o'clock or something. So, here we go. Tom again. So Tom Pullen says, very helpful answers. Would you recommend a designer to go to university or go straight into working as a freelance or in-house designer? Would you recommend a designer to go to university or go straight into working as a freelance or in-house designer? I think that depends on what you want to do. For me, I never want to work or be employed into a company. It sounds counterproductive, but I like my own work, even though I get paid less. I like to be my own boss. And I think for us guys that are doing work by ourselves now, it's going to be harder to do work within a team later on. So if you want to have like financial stability for the first few years, and you want to live financially secure for a while, then go ahead and go to university, because you'll need to get a qualification or a degree to get into a studio. If not, you're going to have the sometimes hard methods of going freelance and getting your name out there. It can be very time consuming, expensive, but in the end the rewards are far greater. You get to choose your own pay, your own hours, and you can go into a design studio simply from your reputation. And you generally, when you walk into that studio, you could be the boss of that studio as well, and you could like lead a team of people. So freelancing is very rewarding, and studio work is very secure. So that's what you've got to juggle the risk with. Okay, I hope that helps, dude. I've just answered your question, so I'll just have done that. Okay, Chris Tan asked this. Thanks for the answers. I very much appreciate it, and I think you're an amazing designer. Last question before class starts. Have you ever done web design or just only logo? I've done a bit of everything, but I decided to go simply on logos through my YouTube channel and talk more about logo design because it's very unheard of. And I don't do any web design now. I would refer people to a web designer if they came to me. So yeah, basically, I don't do any web design. I only do branding and logos now. So I hope that answers your question, Chris. Have fun in your class, and I'll catch you later on, mate. Thanks for everything, dude. Tom, I'm going to try and invite you into this Google Hangout. If you would like to join, you can. And if there's anyone else who wants to be in here to have a bit of a discussion, you most positively can. Okay, so who's this? So I can't pronounce your name, but it says, thanks for the answers. Do you prefer drawing on paper and then taking it into Illustrator, or starting in Illustrator and building up from scratch in the program? It depends what I'm doing, really. When doing logo work, I'll definitely, if it's hand drawn, take it either from a Google Sketchpad, which is not my Google Sketchpad, my Adobe Ink and Slide on my iPad, and put it into Illustrator, or from a Moleskine. I've been working on my Moleskine like lots lately. So I'll generally design it in here by drawing it out, and then I'll take a picture of my iPhone and then put it on my Illustrator and do it from there. I'll try and show you from here. This is what I've done today, basically, and yeah, that's sort of the work that I've been doing, and I generally just put that into my Illustrator. But if I'm doing something that's very futuristic that I know I can do with geometric shapes like the circle tool, if I know that my knowledge of Illustrator will help in that, then I will definitely go ahead and just do it in Illustrator to save time. But if it's like vintage typography, then it's definitely got to be done on paper first. Otherwise, you have to pay for fonts, which is not good. I hope that answers your question, dude. Right, I'm going to try and invite someone if I can. Pulling. I'll try and find you on Google Plus if I can. I don't know if I can, but hopefully, if someone could show me an easy way to invite people, that would be great. Or if you can actually do anything about that, I'm not too sure. Google don't make it easy for you, I'll tell you that. Okay, hang on a sec. I'm just checking all my notifications. It happens every now and then. I need to check. Hey, Prexo, good to see you, mate. People are responding yes, but are not coming in to my stream. I don't think people like watching it too much. Okay. Has anyone got any questions? Today it was absolutely flooding with questions. I did this. I'm staying at work tonight. I know I'm going at 5, but genuinely, I wanted to make sure you guys were getting in on the action as well. Let me have a look. Can I add people? I want to add people to this broadcast. Make it a lot easier. But they don't make it easy to add people from Google Plus, do they? No. Okay. If you've got any questions, now's the time to ask them, because I will be stopping this in about 25 minutes. So feel free to go ask these questions, tweet about it, or anything like that. I think Naomi's tagged me in a post on Facebook and everything like that. Isn't it just so awkward when there's no questions and I have to like stall it until someone asks a question? Oh, Goran, you saved me from the awkwardness. Okay, here we go. Goran, I'm going to try and invite you. Can I invite you? I want to invite you. Do you speak English? I don't know if you do. I want to make sure you speak English, because otherwise it's going to be hard. Well, do you have any books you read and from which you receive ideas or inspirations? I do read books, and I do have inspirational books that I look at all the time. I've got like this. I haven't got any in my office. It's all, I don't know, I do, but I'm not going to go get them. They are the creative arts magazines that I get in WH Smith. They're done by graphic designers and logo designers and other people like that. Basically, they're designed to show you other creatives and what they do and show you current trends, which is a very important aspect of graphic design, I guess, is to know the current trend. So I hope that answers your question, dude. I read a lot of typography books. There's a few of them around, and I want to add you somewhere. How can I do this? How can I add you to add to circles? I'll add you to my following circle if I can. Check your YouTube. What's this? Well, what's the best free graphic design software to your knowledge? This is from Henry Lucas. Will, what is your best free graphic design software to your knowledge? I do not know what it is. Is Corel free? I have had a lot of questions about Corel today. It's been a bit crazy. I haven't to be able to ask on Google, but why do you prefer Mac? I prefer Mac because it's much easier for me and a lot more reliable. I use a Mac all the time, apart from gaming on my PC, because Mac's more reliable in saving your progress. It looks nicer and it's got a great screen. It's all in one. Apple are good, and Adobe software works great on a Mac, and that's why I've got it. I've got a MacBook. We're on an iMac 27-inch, and I've got just a standard PC at home, so it makes it a bit easier. I've got another question from Josh. If you guys are able to come into the actual live stream bit here, not the live stream, click on the bottom left of your screen to get into the Google Hangout. Okay, so Josh is asking this. Hey, Will, I wondered if you have any ideas on what to put into a blank space in between two words in a typographic logo. It depends, really. You could put anything. You could put a line. It depends if it's curved or not, I guess. With a logo, you could actually just put two lines, or you could have nothing. You could have dead space. The problem is with vintage typography logos is that when we get into them, we want to fill the space with like everything we can to make sure it's filled with like all these vintage style things, and to make it less minimalistic as possible. So I would suggest like trying with circles or stars, or maybe a banner, or maybe like lines with like two circles on the end of it. That might help you, dude. That could help you. I want to invite people into this, but I really don't know how. I really don't know how. How do you invite? This is ridiculous, the amount of like stuff you have to do to invite someone. Let's have a look. I would rather invite them through a like just an email thing, but I don't have your email. Okay. And apparently I've got another notification. What is your favorite font and any reason why? Thanks, Tom Dobson. Thank you for your compliment on my work. My favorite font and why? I don't know what it is. I have to have a proper look. Give me a second. I'll have a proper look at what font I'm using at the minute. Oh, no, I know what it is. My favorite font, and it has been for about a year now, is Brandon Grotesque. And it is a really cool sans serif font. And it works well on lots of vintage work that I do. You'll see it a lot on my YouTube channel, where I've got the patterns icon, sorry, the patterns thumbnail, the hand lettering thumbnail. You'll see it a lot on my YouTube channel. Brandon Grotesque. Go and search for it online. It's quite expensive, but very worth it. And it's got a load of different weights. It looks amazing with vintage work. I've got a question, but here it says here, not really a question, but I'm pretty sure you can invite people via the control room app. Amazing. Tom, you legend. Can I invite you? How do I do this? I know how to invite people, but like it takes forever. So can I add an app? I can't. It's so difficult. It's so difficult. If you've got a question, keep them coming through. I will answer every single question that you give, unless it's very personal. Then I probably won't answer it then, if it's very personal. I don't know how to add people in, dude. It's really it's beyond a joke how they're doing this. I'd like to sort of get your question here, if I can. If you've got a question, go ahead and ask it. I'm on the question and asking bit now. Can I showcase something? What can I showcase? I'm really new to this Google Hangout thing. Right, here we go. This could be helpful. Let's have a look. I don't know if I can get to that. I was going to copy and paste that. I hope you're not just giving me a troll link to something. Yeah, no, I've done that. But like, I can't find you guys in my Hangout. There's too many of you. Not in the actual thing. Okay, so I've got another question here. Okay, hello, Michael V. This is what he's asking. What do you do about an indecisive client? I finalized the logo, packed it and everything, but suddenly he wants something else. How do you deal with this? Oh, that's a horrible situation, dude. I've been in it like a couple of times. And it's never a good situation to be in. Basically, you're going to have to tell him to pay you up. And dude, like, you can do the work for him if you want, but you have to show him that there is consequences to that. If a client said that to me, I would refer him back to the contract that I gave him. And I would tell him, look, dude, you have to give me the money now. And it sounds horrible, but that's just the way it is in business. Because it's not fair if a client gets you to do all that work and doesn't pay you more to do another logo for them. So that's just the way it works. If he's indecisive, I would either cut your losses now, and hopefully you've taken a deposit from him, because making them give you a deposit is sort of like very important for that reason. So no matter what happens during the process, you've been paid something. So you've profited something. To deal with this, I think you can't deal with it aside from making sure he understands where you're coming from. The only way in which for you to do anything with this situation is to learn from it. So make sure next time you've got a contract set in place, they understand exactly what you're going to do. Make sure they read it and sign the contract before any work started. Make sure they understand about the deposit. For me, my deposit is half of the commission price of the logo design or any work that I'm doing. So if I charge them £500 all in, then I'll say, but I want £250 up front for this logo design. And that'll happen before any work starts, before I start researching into the company. That is so I get paid for designing the logo, and the other half is for the logo itself. So I reckon look at it in a positive way. You know what to do next time. Make sure you have all these things set in stone. If you've got a client that feels a bit funny, or if you don't think he knows the process that you're going for, make sure you Skype him, face-to-face conversations. Make sure you talk to him. And sometimes you can't be all friendly. Sometimes you have to be very businessy, and that's just the way it works sometimes. So, Michael, I hope that helps. I'm sorry about your situation. I'm going to go into the next question by Tom again. It says this: do you listen to music whilst designing? If so, what music do you listen to? I do listen to music whilst I'm designing. I've got a playlist on Spotify. It's just like a generic playlist that they've given out, and it's like called Deep Focus, and it's made by Spotify, and it's like a lot of ambient music, which helps me concentrate and focus. It's called Deep Focus for that reason. Helps you focus. And sometimes I'll watch like Netflix, which is pretty cool. Excuse me. I'll watch Netflix sometimes whilst doing all of my other work. But if it distracts me too much, then I won't. I'll listen to a podcast or something. So I hope that answers your question, dude. I'm trying to invite people in, but it's very hard because YouTube don't let me. Type in your name, Tom. It doesn't come up. It comes up with a lot of different people. I don't want to just invite a random Tom into my Google Hangout. If you've got any questions, guys, anyone who's just joined in on the stream, welcome. Good to see you all. I've got another 15-20 minutes roundabout. Oh my goodness, an internal server error. I I was panicking then. If you got that, any questions that you want to ask me, just tell me. Okay. What is the best free? I've answered that. Will, to invite, you need to tell people to check the social tab in the email after they have received an invite. Hi, Will. It's Asha. My question is, what's your favorite logo and why? Hello, Asha. Good to see you. My favorite logo. I don't have one. Well, actually, no. Wait. A logo design is a bit different. So when I create something, I don't just have something that's my favorite or my best logo. I'll have something that I want to work on to make it even better. So if I've created a logo for a client a week ago and I thought that was the best logo ever, then that's great. But the next logo I want to create is the best one that I want to create. So my favorite logos are generally the most recent ones. I don't really get favorites. I get surprised sometimes with myself, and I'll go, wow, that's a bit different, or I didn't know I could do that. And that will sometimes be my favorite, but then the next logo that I create for a client like a week later will be like, wow, I didn't know I could do that. That was pretty decent. So yeah, I don't know. My favorite logo is probably my own logo at the minute, or a company that I can't name at the minute. But yeah, so that's basically it. I don't really have a favorite one, but thanks for your question, Asher, you legend. Henry wants to join in the call. I'm trying to, but like it's a bit difficult to get people on the call. I need to work out how to do it for next time. Okay, so Goran has asked, what do you think about sites for freelance graphic design? You make the logo, do everything, and in the end, you don't get anything. Ah, right, okay. So I'm guessing you're talking about websites like freelancer.com or fiverr.com, people per hour, things like that. I'll give you some advice about those websites, and I said this in my earlier stream, and my advice would be to stay away from all types of websites like that. What it does is it doesn't help the graphic design community in any way. What it does is it hinders it, and it makes us cheap. Right now, so many people doing work for free or just for $5. Like on that website called Fiverr, you can actually get a logo design for $5, which is a bit crazy. They're rubbish, by the way, but you know, you can get a logo design for $5 or even free. And when that happens, they'll go to a designer like me and say, I want a logo design, how much? And I'll say like however much it will be, which will be in the hundreds. And they'll go, that's quite a lot for a logo design. What makes you so special? And I'll say, that's not a lot for a logo design at all. That's to cover me bills. It's my job. And you know, I would say stay clear from all those websites, apart from people per hour, because that actually does give you fair rates. And yeah, otherwise you'll get people screwing you over in your work, and you will not help the community in general. Don't ever do free work, even if they offer you experience or even if they offer you publicity. Never do free work. Always get paid some form of currency, money, because that will give them value to you, and it'll help you value your work yourself. So go on. I hope that answers your question. I have another question down here from Michael V, and he says this: thank you for the answer. I'll try that next time. Have you ever done anything apart from logo design, i.e. animations, videography? Michael, I've never actually done hang on a minute. Well, I've done animations before, as in I've done kinetic typography within After Effects, but that, like, I was too busy to actually learn how to do that properly. I haven't had enough time to play with it, so trying to do it is a bit difficult. But I've done videography, I guess, as in I like taking videos, as you can tell on my channel. I've got like a few sample videos that I go out and take. I like to take videos of nature and stuff, but I don't do it for a client. I do it for a hobby. It's something, it's like another talent. It's like me sort of playing guitar. It's another creative thing I can do without my job. Yeah, so I don't do anything apart from like graphic design, i.e. logo design. So I hope that answers your question, Michael. Okay, I've got another question from Tom Pullen. He says this: I have so many questions I have. How many hours do you typically work a day, and do you choose when you want to work? That's a really good question, Tom. Actually, I could go on for ages about this question. Basically, I choose my own hours, but I have to have a certain amount of hours. When you're a sole trader, I think people think that you're able just to work willy-nilly and like you can skip a few hours here, skip a few hours there. If you do that, then you're not going to profit and you're not going to like have an impact in what you're doing. So I work generally from 9 till 6 most times. So that's 9 hours, is it? Can't remember, something like that, 8 or 9 hours a day. But today I've worked from 8:30. I've worked nearly 12 hours. So like, I think when you're a sole trader or when you're a sole businessman or just someone self-employed, sorry, when you're self-employed and doing your design work, you won't find yourself working less. You'll find yourself working more. And only this is the reason why I work double time sometimes, or like I work ridiculous hours, is because I also volunteer in a church. I am a Christian. I go to a church. I volunteer with the youth department there, and I want to make a difference in my town. I want to show people Jesus. So, like for me, volunteering in my church and helping them run events and do design work for them is sort of like, it takes me out of my job because I spend a Thursday doing that, but then I make up for the hours on days that I'm working. So it's a bit of a sacrifice, but that's what you have to do. I do choose when I want to work. Sometimes I can get up at like 9 o'clock in the morning. That's hardly ever. And then start work at 10 or 11, but then I'll work for 9 hours after that, or I'll try and work. If I've not got much work and, some days are lenient, then I won't work for like that amount of hours. But, that's basically it. If you've got any more questions, Tom, feel free to ask them. I'll answer all your questions, as many as I can. Just keep asking them on here. Okay, so Josh Roberts says this: any tips on getting recognized in the design community and getting freelance work? This is probably, I'm just going to take a drink, sorry. This is probably the most asked question I get, and simply because I get people who don't know how to get work, and there is no formula of getting design work, but all I know is that you need to make sure that you're looking at different design trends and that you're being competitive. So you're looking at your logo and you're heavily critiquing it, or that you look at your logo and say, you know what, I'm going to give this to one of my designer friends to critique and tell me what I could do better, and I'll do the same. Getting recognized, the reason why I got recognized is because I put regular content up on all my social media, and I didn't fake it till I made it, but what I did was I started putting videos on YouTube. My first video tutorial was of like exporting Illustrator paths into Cinema 4D, and that got really popular. And that's how I got a lot of my subscribers and views. Then I put 3D text tutorials up, and that got a lot of views, and people liked watching that. But getting recognized in the community actually helps. And what will help you in that is putting up work that's different or that's very good. And you have to be competitive with that, and you have to be consistent. Like, you don't have to do one project. It will never work if you want to get recognized. It'll never work just to do one amazing project and that's it. What will work is lots of different projects, lots of mini projects that are good, lots and lots and lots. And I know that sounds counterproductive because you can have quality and then quantity. I'm not talking about quantity. I'm talking about consistency. So making sure you're consistently uploading and you're consciously making the effort to get better every time. And what will get you noticed is your work getting better every portfolio piece you're putting out. So I hope that helps, dude. Getting freelance work comes when you're ready for it, I guess, when you can ask companies if they need anything. You could create a problem for them and say, look, you've got a logo. I reckon I can design you a better one. Will you let me design you a logo, and will you pay this much? And that sometimes works. I hope that answers your question, Josh. Henry Lucas, welcome. He says this: what are your first memories for graphic design work? What are my first memories? Being very scared and hungry to learn more about it. I was at college, and I'll be doing like when I was at college, I basically did a lot of work in business. It was a business qualification. So what that meant is that we had fake assignments to do, and by that I mean we had pitches, like business proposals to do, and like we had to pitch and make ourselves and our companies that were fake look good. And that was part of a course. And basically from there, what I did was I would be the branding, I would be the designer, and that was just me having fun. And then I really realized that I liked it. And yeah, my first memory is that, and also being nervous and hungry to learn more. So those are my first memories. Guys, there's like 20 people on here. I'm going to go and quickly go through some of these questions. But if you've got a question, please ask me. I will definitely answer it. It'll be good to answer them. So just bear with me whilst I answer all these questions. Okay, so Jawad asks, what kind of prices do you put up in your work? I'm not going to go into my pricing at the minute, but your pricing is dependent on how much you value your work. At the moment, my prices are quite, well, I believe for me and my work of what I do are quite low and competitive, but that will change, and you know that's a good thing. Okay, I hope that answers your question, dude. I'm going to check some of these things. Okay, so I've got a lot of questions on here. I'm 16, interested in graphic design. My question is, where should I find people? What was that? I'm 16. I'm interested in graphic. I'll have to come back to you, dude. How do I find inspiration? Inspiration comes from many different places. I guess the best place to find inspiration is Behance. We can go. I can show you that, but you know, Behance is a place where people put up their portfolio, and that's a great place for you to find inspiration in your work. You can look at tags. Also, Instagram is a huge thing. I like to think that I give you guys inspiration, and that's why I do Instagram, is to make sure you guys, you know, are getting the content that I want to give you. So inspiration is all over online. Even from road signs, I get inspiration from. So I hope that helps, dude. Okay, Tom Pullen says, great response. Is there any good graphic design books you have read and would recommend? I have read a few, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. So what I'll do is, if you follow me on Instagram, I might put a picture out when I get back home in a few minutes. I've only got like, I'm going to spend 10 more minutes on the stream. So if you've got any questions, now is your time to ask them. If not, tweet me after this or go into Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter at willpaterson10, will_Paterson10. And you can follow me there. I've got an email there. But yeah, if you've got any more questions, ask me there. Okay, so someone else has said, could we break the rule of using multiple typefaces in design? Yes, you can. I think it's a good rule to have. I would say 3 typefaces only as a standard rule, but depending, that can change. If you've got a design that you want to use a different ampersand, which is the and symbol, then you definitely can change the or add more fonts or typefaces to that. So you can break it as long as it looks good and as long as it's readable and not too busy. Henry Lucas has asked, what tips would you give someone who is making a workspace for graphic design? My tips would be, I can't show you, but in my office, I've got like creative posters all the way around. So on my vlogging videos, you'll see me videoing this way. If you check out my videos, it's like a corner with like loads of different posters up here. And when I get inspiration, I will look up there. And no matter where I look in my office is inspiration. So that helps me. When designing an office for your graphic design stuff, then go ahead and make sure there's inspiration. Make sure you've got a clean desk and lots of paper, lots and lots of paper. Hope that answers your question, dude, Henry. Okay. A question from Thomas Lawrence. Hi, Will. I'm 14 and I'm really into graphic design. I want to buy a computer as I don't have one. Do you recommend Mac or PC? Hi, Thomas. Good to see you, mate. I recommend a Mac if it's possible. But don't think that a Mac will like make your work any better. It won't. It will just, when you get good at it, you might want to buy a Mac, but you know, using a PC will be absolutely fine. And I can guarantee that PCs are cheaper. They're not as reliable, but they're cheaper. And for me, reliability and comfortability, or comfortability, if I can speak right, or being comfortable and reliable is a massive, massive yes for me. It's a massive point that I need to have. I need to be comfortable and I need it to be reliable, and that's why I got a Mac. But a PC work fine if you're working for yourself or learning. So dude, you're 14, you can get a PC. You don't need the top of the line PC or anything. Just get something that will run Illustrator and Photoshop. I hope that helps, dude. I really hope you get into graphic design stuff. I was your age when I first started doing things on Photoshop. I'll be looking forward to seeing your success, Thomas. And you're welcome for your next question. You're welcome. Okay. I've got a question from Josh Roberts. I'll come to yours in a minute, Goran. Did you design your own website, Will? I did design my own website, Josh. I designed it with another guy who's one of my subscribers. I don't know if he's in the Hangout at the minute, but yeah, I did. I designed my own website, and it was good fun. Yeah, so I hope that answers it. Michael V, with Adobe CC being £50 a month, with Adobe CC being $50 per month, and with freelance work being a commission job, do you find it difficult to pay it every month? And would you suggest it for newcomers? No, I don't find it difficult at all, really. Adobe CC is actually much better than what it was. It means that the majority of people now who want to use Adobe Illustrator can. So beforehand, it was like a few £100. Now it's like a monthly payment of £17 for me. So like Adobe CC, maybe $50 per month. I don't know which package that is. But what I do is I've got like Lightroom, Photoshop, Illustrator, and all my other things in a package. You know, I pay a certain amount for that, and it's much more affordable, because what they've worked out is that creatives probably get, or people like me get paid every month, because you don't go to a company and then you get paid randomly. You get paid at a certain point every month from that company that you're working for. So it generally works out better. So you're not losing out on a load of money. And that was the problem with creatives. And also people who are just amateurs who wanted to play around, they can now go ahead and buy Illustrator if they want to. Excuse me, my phone's going mental with Twitter, I think. People are mentioning me. Are you guys asking me questions? I've got people asking me questions on Twitter. I might answer a few of them. Okay, so I'll just turn my phone on silent for a sec. I hope that, oh, sorry. And would you recommend Adobe CC for newcomers? I would recommend it, yeah. I don't think it's good like stealing off the company. I'm not going to recommend that. If you can pay it, then you can pay it. If not, then find a way to pay it. But remember, like, it's all about the notepad, guys. If you want to get into logo design or any creative form, it's all about the notepad, really, especially within logo design. I spend about 10% of my time actually on the computer. Most of the time I'm sat near my computer drawing on my notepad. So I hope that helps, Michael. Okay, so Goran, I'm getting to your message now. When you go to the website, do you see, hang on, when you go to the website web designers, do you like to see that his site is clean, or you like to see with interesting colors and figures? I like clean websites. That's my general gist of things. I was going to answer this question on Twitter. Where can I find beginner tutorials? A lot, like tips, basic tools, using stuff like that. How did you start out? You can find beginner tutorials on my channel as well. Everything that I know from a beginner stage is on my channel. And basically beginner tutorials are like here, basically. This is me showing you what it's all about. It's all about your notepad, and like you can find it on websites. Because there's no videos, it might be a bit difficult, but I'll tell you what, there's a load of blogs, there's a load of free resources on Adobe's website to learn beginner grade things. So I hope that answers your question, dude. Remember, you can ask them on Twitter as well. But I've got another question from Henry Lucas. Will you ever do tutorials on or about Inkscape? I'm not going to say yes or no to that because I'm not like a professional at either of them, so I don't want to give an answer. I'm deemed a professional in what I do at the minute, and I don't know how I'm deemed that, but I am. So I'm not going to go ahead and answer that because I don't actually know. If I like Inkscape, I might show you some tips on it if I ever go on to it. Hope that answers your question, dude. In which file format document? This is from Amir. In which file format or document settings should I save it so it can be used for creating a? Sorry, I'm trying to work this out. If I can, creating a card in InDesign, print, and placing it in a website. I really don't know, dude, but I reckon just save it in the normal format and you can bring it into InDesign. All the Adobe things work like together, so hopefully that helps you. I'm going to go ahead and go to the newest things first. Where I should look for people with the same interests like sorry for my English, bro. Where should you look for people with the same interests? YouTube, that'll help you. Unique Studio, I've answered your thing, I believe. Where can you find people like you, the same interests? You can find them on YouTube, forums, blogs. Do I have any tips on creating a typographic logo? Yes, I do. Make sure the layout is correct. Is very important. Very important indeed. Right, I'm going to go back into here. Tom Pullen has got another question. Here we go. Really enjoyed the stream. We'll go into college to study graphic design in a few months. And I found your answers very helpful and interesting. Thanks for answering all the questions. Keep up the good work. Cheers, Tom. You're a legend. Sorry I couldn't get you in on the stream, but hopefully it was all right for you. Hopefully I answered all your questions that you needed. I'm going to check my Twitter again to see if there's any other things that people are asking me. Oh, wow. Hang on a sec. Sorry about this. Cool. I haven't got any more. I've just got people favoriting my tweets. If you've got a question, I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. But if you've got a question, go ahead and ask me on here. There's not many of us in this stream, so I will definitely answer your question, whether it's on the actual YouTube page or not. I'm basically just getting really tired now. Talking to a microphone for ages is quite hard sometimes. Oh wow! Which designers have inspired you? By Liam Lee Stubbins. Designers that have inspired me. There's a guy called Ian Barnard. That's just where I've called him in my head. Ian Barnard on Instagram. He's British and he's an amazing hand letterer. And he's inspired me so much. He's on Creative Market with the Vintage Design Company. He's inspired me so much. Also, just people on Instagram, they are the most. If you check my following list for people who are featured and stuff on my following list on Instagram, then those people are like my inspiration. Incredible work, and it makes me smile because it's the work that they bring out is so decent. It's so good. It's beyond anything. Okay, any questions? Keep going, guys. I've only got 2 minutes more, and then it'll be 11 past. I'm going to go ahead to my newest things first. Let's go ahead and refresh. And we're nearly done, I reckon. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream there. I'm just checking to see if there's any more questions or anything like that. I don't want to share my screen. It's so difficult to work this out. Okay, what equipment do you use for hand lettering? Oh, that's a good question, Tom. I've got a few things to hand, but the main one is my clutch pencil. A lot of you ask, what brush are you using there, Will, on Instagram? And it's not a brush, it's a pencil. It's like a mechanical pencil, but very cheap. and it's basically a bit of plastic with metal bits at the end that clutch lead. So you can see as I'm bringing that out, it will clutch the lead and bring it in. And this is the lead. It's basically a very, very, very sharp pencil, and it gives you perfect lines, and you shove your lead in like so, and it works really well. And that's what people use to create very thin lines. See, I don't know if you can see how sharp that is, but it's extremely sharp. I also use a variety of tools within my pencil case, not my tool bag. I've got these brush pens here, which are not actual brush pens. They're aqua watercoloring brush pens, and they're basically meant to be putting water in, and then you squeeze it here because you're meant to squeeze these pens, and then the water comes out. But what I did is I saw these, and I was like, right, I'm not paying like £10 for a brush pen every time. What I'll do is I'll just get this, put the Indian ink in here, and then Bob's your uncle. I've got like a £2 brush pen, and that's what I did. So I've got 2 different weights, and these are called Pentel Aqua, and they're the best brush pens that I've used. The actual brushes as well, which normally are like 30 quid for an actual brush pen. So you're doing pretty well in that, and they work great. Okay, hope that helps you, dude. That's my thing done. 1 more minute. So ask your questions now, otherwise I'm going in a couple of seconds. Okay, so Thomas has asked this: what makes a graphic designer or an illustrator stand out from the rest? Thank you. Hang on, let me get the words out. A graphic designer stands out when they are getting better and better and better in their work. For me, if I was to look at someone on my channel, and I've seen it happen before, someone on my channel get really good, it's because I can see their work being put involved, and when they develop their own style. You stand out when you've got your own style, and to get your own style, you have to practice, and that's the way it works. I like to think I've got my own style. That's debatable, but yeah, getting your own style, but making sure you bring out top quality work all the time, consistently. So I hope that helps answer your question. Michael V, what are the steps you go through when creating a logo? Awesome stream, by the way. I learned a lot. Thank you, dude. I'm glad you learned a lot from the stream. There's like vibrations happening behind me. What was that? What are the steps you go through when creating a logo? The steps I go through is basically, I can't really pronounce it very well or like announce the steps, but research. So research, practice, initial ideas, and then carry on with that process, and then amending things, making sure it's true to what the company want. That is generally the way it works. I've got another question from the King. The King has said this. Thank you. I hope that helped, dude. I'm glad you learned a lot, Michael. But the King says this: is 16, 17 years old too late to begin? What's your thought on learning the process? No, dude, you're never too late. You can always learn the process. It takes a bit of time to practice, and that's just the way it works. To learn the process of design, it can take a while, but once you get in there, you'll start learning it quicker and quicker and quicker. So if you want to learn that, you most definitely can learn the process. Right, I'm going to go to 1/4 past, so I've got like less than a minute now. So go ahead, quickly ask me any questions that you want to ask me, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Let me know. There's not many of you guys on tonight. I thought there'd be a load more of you, but there wasn't really. Let's have a look. Look at my things. All right, let's check. There's so many windows open, it's crazy. Okay, I'll just check YouTube one more time. News first. Are you ready for my wedding? Hey, Joel, I am most definitely ready for my wedding. As in, I'm ready to get married. It's going to look good. It's going to be good. And I'm looking forward to it. Naomi is buzzing. She's got a dress. I'm actually wearing a kilt, and we're getting people to like film the day. So you guys are going to see it in full HD online a few months, well, a couple of weeks after the wedding. Then we're going to Cyprus for a honeymoon, which is going to be really good. Tom has said this. Awesome stream, Will. Definitely one of the best and most helpful designers on YouTube. See you later, dude. No, cheers, dude. I'm glad you like the stream. I'm glad you're on here. You guys mean more than anything to me. You are awesome. I really like it. Okay. Let's have a look at any more of these. I'm sorry, guys, if I've missed you out. It's just it's really hard to sort of understand where to look sometimes. Hey, how much did it take to really get into the business and live off it? It took quite a while to get there, but I can't give you a number, unfortunately. What school beginner designer should choose? What school should a beginner designer choose? You don't need a school. You just need the internet, dude. And then if you want to take it further, you can. Okay. Okay, there is definitely a point of which I need to stop the stream, but I don't want to. You know, guys, I don't want to stop the stream, but I'm going to have to. What I'll do is I'll organize one tomorrow for next month, and hopefully we'll do it then. But what I might do is I might just do a Google Hangout during my working day, and it'll be a lot more laid back, and it won't be a Q&A, but it'll be a lot more laid back. I'll be showing what I'm doing. I can actually share my screen from here, so that'll be a cool place to start with that. And I might do a Google Hangout tutorial session where I'll do a tutorial and you guys can ask. The King has asked this. The last question I'll do is this. Do you spend a lot of time at home? P.S. Great stream. Cheers, dude. I do. Well, this isn't my home. This is actually my office. I won't give the location of it, but this is my office. And my home is like 10 minutes walk away. So yeah, like I do spend quite a bit of time there. I spend like a normal working hours here generally, but it can seem a long time that I spend here. It's been here all day when I'm ready to sort of go home. Okay, one last refresh of the stream, then I'm off. By the way, thanks for like 21,000 subscribers, guys. You're awesome. It's crazy. The Kinger, you're a legend. Right, okay, I'm going to go off now. I don't think I've got any more questions to answer apart from this one. Can artistic abilities help you excel? Thanks for the stream, by the way. Of course they can. Artistic abilities are basically like a head start. So if you've got artistic abilities of like painting and drawing, you've got a head start, dude. Like more of a head start than I ever had. Hope that helped you, Thomas. Right, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be on Twitter and Instagram and all social media for the next couple hours. So if you've got any questions, I'll answer them on there. So keep asking them. My Twitter is at Will_Paterson10, 1 and 0. And you can ask me any questions on there. You can ask them on my Instagram. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going to be posting out a video on Friday, I think. Or maybe Monday. I'll probably be doing a video on Monday because I've done my live streams this week. But if you guys want to like know more about me or anything, go and visit my website and all that. See you later, Tom. I'm going to go. You guys are awesome. I couldn't ask for a better bunch of people, and I hope you guys learned something today. Let me know what you thought of the stream on my Twitter and my Instagram. If you're here and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It would be great to see you. All right, guys. See you later. I'll catch you tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. Whenever I see you. See you in a bit.